I have owned this Multistrada now for about 3 or 4 months, and I'll be honest, I am really loving it. It's a great bike. I love the power, I love the seating position. Yeah, it is one of the best bikes I've ever had at this time. I must admit, I liked sporty bikes when I was younger, and this is probably faster than most of the ones I've had, and I've had a few Fireblades and GSXRs, and this is a monster of a machine. But you sit up straight and you know, wave at the world as it's going past, so it's quite good. Now, so far my ownership has been reasonably trouble-free. I say that, I've not had a stop on the road as such. I have had a couple of times in the 1500 to 1600 miles that I've done where just literally twice it stopped, the engine stopped. It's not been anywhere at high speed or anything, it was literally coming up to a roundabout or something like that, or setting off from a roundabout, went into third gear and basically the engine just stopped. I pulled up, started it, not a problem again. And I actually think there was 700 or 800 miles in between each of those incidents, so it's not like it's something that's happening often. I also had a little bit of an issue with these switches. The top one stopped working, which is a bit of a nuisance. It's fine now, you know, I can change it to the mileage and such like, really not an issue. I think it might have had some water in it, so I've dried them out thoroughly by having it in the sun, and I've managed to spray a bit of WD-40, GT85, that kind of thing on them, which has been lovely. You know, since then, absolutely fine. The only other issue that's caused me to think about whether I'd ride it at the time was there was clicking coming from the chain, and as I pushed the bike around in the garage, and if I run the bike and put it in gear, there was definitely something not happy. I ended up where I just loosened the chain and took it off the back sprocket. No big deal, you know, I just pulled the chain through a few times. I did not see anything that caused the problem. However, I'm assuming something had got caught on the runner or something like that. Put the chain back, adjusted it exactly like the book says, in enduro mode, with it on the side stand, with the nice little gauge in place, and it hasn't been an issue since, so I've no idea what that was. One thing for sure is I'm not up to Freddie Dobbs level filtering, although I've been a bit of a filterer myself in the past when I used to ride to work on a bike. An issue that people raise is that the gearing is quite high, and to be fair, on country roads, if you stay within the national speed limit, you rarely would put it in 6th gear. You know, it just isn't necessary. However, I don't think that's an issue, because I think riding along 3rd, 4th, 5th in the countryside is, you know, where it's at really. However, when you're in traffic like this, I think slightly lower gearing gives you more sort of options on and off the throttle. As it stands, you know, you really are between 1st and 2nd all the time. There's no real option to get to 3rd. So I am planning to put a 14-tooth sprocket on the front in place of the 15. See what difference that makes. It isn't a big priority, you know, it really isn't something that's causing me an issue, but thought, why not? Give it a go. It's only £14, and I'll probably put a link in the description to it, you know, like I would do for this fantastic screen that I put on. Now, the only major fault that I can pick with this bike, and which I'm going to deal with shortly, is the rear brake. It's quite interesting. Everyone complains about the rear brake, and when I first got it I thought, God, the rear brake's not very good, and when I put it in for an MOT I thought I could see them telling me that that's not going to do the job. So when it went through I was quite pleased. However, I'd say you can press the rear brake and it does retard forward motion, but not very well. And if the engine is very warm, and you're on a warm day, the worst incident I had was on a hill in a queue of traffic trying to do hill starts when the rear brake wasn't actually holding the bike on the hill. Now I'm experienced enough to have coped, just using the front brake and feathering the throttle, but it was a bloody nuisance. So that's one of the first things that I'm definitely going to have a look at. Played about with the suspension settings, and I might do a video about that actually. I usually have a pillion on, and I'm not the lightest of lads, so I've tended to go fairly much on the firm side. So I'll talk about that more when I've got time in another video, but the handling of this bike is sublime. To me, you don't notice the handling. Now, alright, I'm not a racer, I'm not doing TT type of speeds, but it just feels confident and sure-footed wherever you ride it. And the fact it's got road 4s on is probably, nice Michelin tyres, reasonably new, is quite a good thing. One of the things I'm going to try, I had an end can on here, I've got an end can on here, and it's a carbon fibre one, and I just thought it was a generic one, but I actually spotted that there are Termione engravings on the brackets and things, so it is a Termione. I tend to like keeping things reasonably stock. I know I'm going to prove myself a liar there, but a standard can has come up quite cheap on one of the forums that I'm on. So I thought, I'll buy it, try it on, see what the difference is in sound. So, although I've got a sticker on the way from a Termione, I am going to give it a try, and I'll put a video out showing the difference in the sound between a Termione end can and a standard end can. So, it might be worth your while hanging around on the channel to see when that comes up. One of the other issues that came up, and I've seen on forums, more on VFR to be honest than Multistrada, is the fact that the wind noise from the screen. Now, it came with what I think is an original screen, and I did tend to find that it put a wind blast straight into my face. And back on the Facebook groups and forums, this MRA screen came up, and it is absolutely brilliant. It doesn't get rid of all of the wind. Funnily enough, I feel some wind on my shoulders, but my head is in what must be a bubble of clean air. Really isn't a problem. So I'm really pleased with it. I do think it might be that top vent that makes all the difference, to be honest, and maybe fitting that onto any screen. I did notice that on some more modern Multistradas, they actually have extra clear plastic bits on the sides near the bottom, and that might be to stop the wind coming through where your shoulders are. However, it's not been a big deal. I actually quite like feeling that wind blast, and as long as my head's in a clear spot, that's all that really matters. I hope you've enjoyed our little trip into York and my overview of where I'm at with Multistrada ownership. I really must say, I love this bike. I love looking at it. I love riding it. It hasn't done enough to really annoy me at the moment, at all. It's been absolutely a delight to ride. I'm thrilled with it. And I hope it stays that way, to be honest. And it's absolutely fabulous to come and park in York for free, and you even get through the traffic even easier. So if you've enjoyed this, why not subscribe, see what I get up to with this bike and with the cars that we're doing. We're doing some interesting stuff with a BMW at the moment, but anyway, thanks for watching.
bei Panacchini